Hey, what's up? It's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Oh boy, I have not gotten to celebrate on Taco Tuesday in a hot minute. So today I get to go, this evening I get to go out and enjoy Taco Tuesday in a proper manner with my wife. Yes, that's going to be amazing. So, fun times, fun times. But until then, I'm going to be sitting here with my friend 1A Habit over here in the open X space. If anybody would like to join in or listen from that area, we're going to talk about the Fourth Amendment. Fun times. It's going to be fun for me. I think it's going to be fun for 1A. What say you, 1A? Uh-oh, she's already been censored. She can't figure out the button. Or somebody can't somebody's blocked her speaking abilities over here. Uh-oh. What's going on? She has the microphone, everybody. I don't know what's going on with her. Do we have a little bit of a little censorship problem over here?
I think we got it under control now.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. It's wonderful. Except now I hear an echo of myself.
You shouldn't. It's weird.
Oh, there we go. I gotta hit some buttons.
Is it still echoing?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Let me leave and come back then.
Okay. All right. Well, while she leaves and comes back, I will do my side of things over here. I got to get over here and monitor the X space and make sure everything's pushing out properly. Looks like we're good. We got one person over in the Rumbleverse. 0 people on X. That's an oddity. 0 people on X, other than 1A over in the X space. Oh, yeah, I'm still hearing myself.
You're still hearing yourself.
Yes.
Weird.
Very faint in the background.
Okay. Let me try a different set of headphones because evidently these ones echo.
Right? That's okay. She'll get that straightened away. Straightened out. All right, let's see here. While she's doing that, let me pull up let me just get a head start on this. I was going to talk to her for a second just about whatever the hell I wanted to talk about. Not even the Fourth Amendment to start off, little hello. How are you doing? But, technology the way it is. It's one of those things. Which, by the way, I have found out that things are worse in the world. I kind of had a sneaking suspicion about this, and I've commented about it, but I actually went and I did an application to get a real job. My application, though, process of just a simplistic, seasonal job, get me out of the house, go do something during the day, do my cast at night, even though obviously I'm doing day cast at the moment. But, when you have lack of support from your audience, almost zero support from the audience, you have to go out and maybe make a few more shekels doing something that's a menial task, but it's important, right? It's important. So I applied for UPS, do some holiday deliveries because I love to drive. And why not let somebody pay me to drive all over hell and back in the area? And, since I know the area pretty well, simple job. Go drive around, drop packages off to people. Super simple. Well, it's simple if they want you to have the job or want to allow you to have the job. My application is in a cyclical process right now where it just keeps going round and round and round. So the problem that I've identified, the problem that I had talked about before, where if all your applications are online, you have AI, you have built-in algorithms, you then have the stipulations that are before put in by the companies, you have this, that, and the other, and then if you have some sort of maybe person out there that's stalking or screwing with, your little hacker friends out there that don't like you or whatnot, or if you've been listed somewhere, and boom, you're not getting a job. Whether it's UPS or FedEx or any job out there that has moved to this online application process. Because I'll tell you what, when you show up in person, they are not happy when you try to go apply for a job in person, even though isn't that the main part of applying for a job? Showing up to do the job. So if you show up to apply, like that's kind of a step ahead of the rest instead of just applying from the comfort of your home. But anyway,
Right.
so go ahead. Oh, one ahead, it's back. All right,
Is this better?
a little bit.
No? Yes?
Yeah, it's just now it sounds like you're far away. No echo, but you sound far away.
Okay.
But that's okay.
That's my. Some reason these black ones, I don't know if they are echoing or what's the deal with them, but my lime ones are completely dead. So
Well, no,
it's either these or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm bummed.
These are okay right now. I just turned you up on my end of things so everybody can hear you a little bit better.
All right,
So-
sounds good.
So we're good. We're good. All right. I can monkey with things a little bit on my end. Anyway, so before we hit the Fourth Amendment, I am kind of talking about a Fourth Amendment thing. How much
Yeah.
privacy do you
Yep.
really have when you're applying for any job online?
Mm-hmm. None. And they have a third and fourth party reviewing that stuff. Not even the company that. Stop.
Uh-oh. Sally's barking for one reason or another. Yeah, like 1A's saying, they got third and fourth party review boards built into this as well, and not even the actual company that you're applying to. So you've got all these multi-layered things going on, and then if somebody wants to screw with you, and they're pretty savvy with the computer, which, by the way, there's a significant amount of people out there that can do this kind of stuff. Just saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that's like about a year and a half ago I had met somebody that was at the gym and she worked at Olive Garden and they were looking for a prep cook. Now, back in college, I used to do that for the bed and breakfast in the morning. I'd go in and do all the prep. I'd do all the prep work and then I'd cook the breakfast and then that was it. So I was like, "Oh, I could do that." And it was apply online. The manager of the store never got my application. When I went in and actually talked to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, our AI automatically kicks it out if you don't have present work history within the last few months." And of course, at that point, I hadn't worked in a couple of years, quite a few years.
So, do you want to know how you get through that?
You lie.
No, you tell them you're self-employed. That's not a lie. You employ yourself.
Well, I basically was, but that's no. I don't. No.
Nope. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
if
work.
my work history, correct, but if my work history does not pertain to the job, I don't give it. Like, I only give the work history that pertains to that particular job.
Right, but self-employment pertains to the particular job. You don't have to. So when you say self-employed, you don't have to say what you were self-employed doing. You just give your title, like owner, operator, whatever, and that's it. And then during your interview, you just tell them what they need to know. And so you only, hey, I did managerial, this, that, and the other. Obviously, I'm an owner, operator, blah, blah, blah. And then, hey, why aren't you doing your business anymore? whatever that is. You don't even have to tell them what you were doing. To that point. So that gets you through that, and you're not even lying. You're telling the truth. I have gotten to the point with this process, because I haven't filled out an application in a while, and I've never done one online before. So this was all new to me yesterday.
Yeah, that was the first time I had ever done one online, and I won't even waste my time again.
So doing it, though, I was like, is, right in tune with what I'm applying for. I'm going to say self-employed every time, because I employ myself. No one else employs me. I employ myself. I work for myself. I dream for all of these things, and whatever I'm doing is for myself. It's not, so I'm employing myself. Even when I work with others or, alongside, even if they're cutting me a check, I'm a self-employed subcontractor, if you will. Every single person that works, whether you flip burgers or you're checking coats, or a baggage handler, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're self-employed, and if you do not have that independent individual attitude, you're doing a disservice to yourself. So it was kind of a big thought process for me yesterday. I was like, oh shit, this is I was actually kind of thinking about it while we were talking about the Third Amendment too, because I was like, and that kind of helped out, with the anti-communism stuff. It's like, I don't want to be dependent on anybody else. I could say as a self-employed individual, I contracted with this company, and I provided these type of services if I felt the need to say that. You know what I mean? So, now people that are sitting across from you trying to hire you or whatnot, they might not like that, because they're going to be like, oh shit, this person's truly independent. They're not going to depend on us, and if they want to cut and run, this might be a problem. Now, see, I am applying for a seasonal job. That's all I want. I just want to, through a busy time of year, get out, go do something, and, maybe become part of the workforce again from a different perspective, But obviously that's not going to happen. What I am finding out with my experience yesterday is hey, I'm censored on here for my mouth. Don't think that they're not going to try to keep me from being able to go and just have a simple job like driving packages around all day long. So, yeah, there you go. But that was my whole new thought process. And as we go through the Fourth Amendment today, which here, let me pull it up here real quick. We're going to find out that this privacy thing, it's huge, which most of us already knew this. But when you get other entities involved as like a middleman with maybe your process of making a deal, like the government, taxation, is it the right of the government to know what you've purchased? Because taxation can darn near be a part of the privacy thing. They become a middleman where they're like, well, you just did a deal within our borders, whether it's federal tax or state tax. We get to know about it. You have to report that deal and then and what kind of transaction it was, so we can make sure that you're giving us the correct valuation of that deal of our cut. So we know, we have to know. I'm sorry, the Fourth Amendment. I mean, anyways, we're going to get into the Fourth Amendment, and I'm already ahead of myself where I'm just like, holy crap, my brain is starting to explode while I'm talking about this already. So let me read the Fourth Amendment, and then let's tear into it. Oh boy, and I don't know, maybe 1A already has notes or whatnot, but I know she's got some words to say on this one, don't you? Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, let me read it, and then I'll let you I'll just ask you the question after I read it. Here we go. Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures, shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Another one sentence amendment.
Pretty heavy stuff in that sentence, too.
So what sticks out to you right away as you hear me read that?
Good question.
No right or wrong answers here, by the way.
Oh no, I just there's so much secure in their person. Like that just like that's the end all be all of that statement. You have that right. No questions asked. Like
secure in their persons. Yeah. And it goes on, right? It lists persons, houses, papers, and effects.
So your vehicle, your phone, your purse, your bag, your anything that is on your body or in your possession.
Yep. Yeah, if it's on your property, in your home, or on your person, or in a public space that you are utilizing as part of the public, as citizenry. So your car parked on the side of the street.
Oh. Okay.
In a public space.
In a public space on that. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I do question one word in all of this.
Okay.
Unreasonable leaves too much for interpretation to me.
Yep. Okay. So unreasonable is without reason. So if there is really no reason, so then it is also covered by where is it? Wait. Oh, there it is. Probable. I'm looking for it in here, and I got to see the words before I say probable. So unreasonable and probable. So if you have probable cause, but what's probable? Well, probable means it's probably the case. So but you can't just make that up. That's why it also has this is supported by oath, because remember, we're going to put responsibility on somebody here. So it has to be by oath or affirmation, and that is within reason. So the simple math here, which I get what you're talking about, but because they put, again, another beautiful thing that why they put this in here, right? What you and I have found the previous three amendments is the founders nailed absolutism here with this. Now, you and I know that people like to monkey with words, monkey with definitions, but you and I also know how to use the damn dictionary. And then we find out more stuff. And we're like, oh, shoot, these guys were deep when they wrote this. So a lot of the stuff that we've seen over the decades has been unreasonable and without probability. So, when because it says probable cause, not what's the probability. Probable means really close to that other word that they use later on, affirmation. Do we have affirmation of this? Anyway, so we're okay. So your key word, your key part that you really linchpin for you, secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. And then your point now, unreasonable. Okay, cool. We're gonna we're gonna dive into this whole thing. I warned everybody out there, didn't I? I said I warned them yesterday. I said this is gonna be a doozy. So here's for me the right of the people. Now, you know I am all about order of how things are written, right? It
Mm-hmm.
leads off with the right of the people. This is the right of the people. This isn't anything other than it is a right of the person, singular, individual,
Mm-hmm.
an independent individual. It is the right of that person to be secure in their person. And that's the thing. When they say, this is really key here, the right of the people to be secure in their persons. Persons. So they wanted to make sure they used singular in a plurality. Singular person and all of them as people. See how that doubles down? And then goes houses, papers, and effects. So it doesn't matter how much you own or how little. It doesn't matter what you have on your person. End of story. The citizenry. Without, again, unreasonable search or seizure. You can't do unreasonable. It has to be backed by someone willing to testify or give affirmation. So, and that testimony, again, because it's by oath, what does oath mean? Can't lie about it. And if you're caught lying, you have taken on, when you give an oath, it means you're taking on responsibility that your word is genuine. And if you're caught lying, I can't remember what happens to somebody who's busted for lying. Like, and not, okay, let me back up a second. When I ask you this, I'm not talking about how it actually plays out right now. I'm talking about when these guys wrote this. If you break an oath, what historically was happening to oath breakers back then?
I mean, wasn't it like duels and instant hangings?
Yeah, something like that. People got killed.
like,
Yes.
You know, I mean, didn't one of our president, you know, he was no longer the president at the time, that died in a duel. And he was one of the writing fathers of the Constitution.
Yeah.
Do you think I could get that issued? I think I want to upgrade my boxing match to a request for duel.
Dueling? Oh, God.
I squirreled, but yeah.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe Jake Paul's fight got canceled. So do you want to fight Jake Paul? He's. I've thought about throwing my hand up, saying I'll come in there and fight you, Jake Paul. I'll say it right now, right in the camera. I will come fight you, Jake Paul, without doing any training. Me as I haven't worked out for like serious working out for about a year now. Like I've done workouts and stuff, but not like I was. And so I'm a little, yeah. But I'll take you on right now.
I mean, I could do it. I mean, I can't use my right arm, but let's go. Let's fucking do it.
So, well, so let's not fall into that trap of squirreling into that conversation quite yet. That'll be a fun one later on. But back to the Fourth Amendment. Wow. And again, real quick, anybody that wants to follow along and see what we're looking at right here on the screen is Constitution Annotated. It is congress.gov. You can find it there. And if you need it explained to you by someone who isn't going to explain it properly, you can click the little button that says Fourth Amendment Explained that you can see right here in the little box. And then see how I'm highlighting that right there? There you go. That right there. You can click on that, and it will send you to how they would like you to interpret it. And they not being the founders. They being, I don't know, when did they write this? Like within the last 30 or 40 years? The annotated stuff? Yeah. So what do you think that they were trying to get everybody to think back then? Or now? You again, real quick, you've highlighted I'm going to highlight it over here real quick. You've said secure in their persons. Secure in their persons. That's a highlighted spot right there. I went on to just continue your highlight to what was listed after persons, houses, papers, and effects. Okay. So this is what we're talking about with the Fourth Amendment. It is the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. That's the lead off on against unreasonable searches and seizures. And you then pointed out unreasonable. That's like a trouble word for you, which I see it. We've kind of glossed over it a little bit, right, real quick. And there's that word probable that boom, okay. And then I even went into affirmation a little bit, okay. So we went really quick kind of with some of this stuff. We're going to now start breaking this down. The right of the people. Right away, okay, right away, we are talking about what is your right, my right, individual right, independent right. And what this is I'm going to, you know how I do this? You guys have probably figured this out real quick. The right of the people shall not be violated. The right of the people, I can let it go right here, against unreasonable searches and seizure. It is my right to be against unreasonable searches and seizure. And that shall not be violated. Not one bit. You don't get to violate that. Sorry. I'm sorry if you have a problem with that. If you'd like to violate me and my houses, my papers, and my effects, then there's another amendment back there that we've already covered that you might have to then be dealing with. Because for me, really it is shall not. And there's some definitions here. But look at this. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. So the right of the people to be secure in their persons shall not be violated. Shall not. The right of the people to be secure shall not be violated. Shall not. And again, I can say the right of the people to be secure. Now, they listed out what it is to be secure, right? Now, by the way, does it say that anywhere in here who is actually responsible to secure the right of the people?
The oath. I mean, not really a person in general, but just somebody, an oath taker, I guess, would be.
Right. The right of the people to be, the right of the people to supported by oath or affirmation. Oh, wait, are we finding something else out here? Wait, what? Because you know how I do these. The right of the people to be secure, supported by oath or affirmation. Interesting. All right. So as we're going through this, and as we're reading this and tearing it down, and I mean, the breakdown of this is, again, I'm going to, a little side note here. You know how I came up with that little idea of we should do T-shirts or like even posters where each amendment is then broken up in kind of how we do it? Oh, man, it just needs to be done. The more and more I think about it, it's like, it needs to be done, and then it needs to be put out there for the people. So yeah, they can buy T-shirts, they can do this, that, maybe buy the map, wall map, poster. But how about like little books? I mean, we've got the Constitution, we've got pocket Constitution, which I think everybody should have. But shouldn't we have it to where it breaks it down properly? And with the guideline of, hey, don't take our word for it, because that's how come we broke it down this way. So you don't have to take our word for it.
Right. A companion piece that has all the definitions and.
Yep.
Yeah.
And not only all the definitions, like we, companion, like, hey, boom, this way we say, hey, check it out in this dictionary, this dictionary, this dictionary, and this dictionary. See the differences in those dictionaries, see how they've hidden certain things, see how all that is, but look at what's going on here. Please do the homework. Please check us. Because when you check us, you might even see something that we missed that adds to it. Now, honestly, I wish more people would take it seriously enough. So let's go, because I don't know if you and I have done this word yet. Let me look this up. I've got it highlighted. Oh, let me go over here. I think. This is gonna be a great one. This is a fantastic. Let me pull the dictionary up on the. Oh shoot, I didn't have it ready. Oh. Let's see here. Right there. Ta-da! All right, now I've got it ready. All right, you ready for this? Ready for this word? Here it is. Right. the second word in, we're already like, all right, let's look this up. The right. What is the right? What is a right? The right of the people? Well, what is right? All right. Righteous and upright. Being in accordance with what is just, good, or proper. Right conduct. Conforming to facts or truth. Correct. Suitable, appropriate. Straight. A right line. Genuine, real. Of relating to, situated on, or being the side of the body which is away from the side on which the heart is mostly located. Located nearer to the right hand than to the left. Located to the right of an observer facing the object specified. Okay, we understand these. Directional, the right, to the right, on your right, done with the right hand. Having the axis, perpendicular to the base. Or constituting the principal or more prominent side of an object. Now, we're talking about side of it, but it's the principal. They're already starting to use certain words here to describe certain adjectives here, words as adjectives to describe a position that might not just be, objectified in materialistic positioning, but maybe, again, moral compass, your thoughts, your ideas, constituting the principle. Acting or judging in accordance with truth or fact. Time proved her right. There's a good example right there. Being in good physical or mental health or order. Being in correct or proper state, most favorable or desired, preferably. Often right, here we go, of adhering to or constituted by the right in politics. Left and right political views. Rightness. Okay, that's all as an act in how, as you saw there, in how this could potentially be used and understanding it. Now, as a noun, rights, plural. Qualities such as adherence to duty or obedience to lawful authority. That together constitute the ideal of moral propriety or merit moral approval. I'm going to read that one again because this is what is of the people? The right. What is their right? Well, qualities such as adherence to duty or obedience to lawful authority. Wait. So it's the people's right to their lawful authority. that together constitute the ideal of moral propriety or merit moral approval. Merit moral approval. Again, this is something, your rights. You have a right. This is why the first, the second, the third, and now we're the fourth do the same thing over and over and over again, and all it continues to do at this point with the Fourth Amendment is to make sure that if you didn't understand in the beginning with the First Amendment or the Second Amendment, here you go. Here's more, right? Right. Number 2, something to which one has just claim, such as the power or privilege to which one is justly entitled, voting rights, his right to decide. See, we are a self-governing body of people. We have chosen to have things done in a certain way to represent all of us, whether we agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. These things here work for all of us. As soon as you start crossing the line and dictating to one group over another or taking from one and giving to another, you are outside the lines of the United States Constitution as written by our founders. We currently have a group of people out there from both the left and the right. It happens on both sides of the fence that will want to take from some to give to others. That's communism. We talked about that a lot yesterday. So the right, again, this is the right of the people. So every single one of you out there listening, myself, 1A, we have the right. It's the right of the people to be secure in their persons. Now, when I talk about state of being, and I've talked about it a lot, that's you. That's your person, your state of being. You have the right to be secure in that. Holy crap. So when they talk about the Fourth Amendment and privacy and this, it's not just privacy, people. It never was just about privacy, people. It's much bigger. It's much more important than just privacy. You get to, again, be the lawful authority. It is your duty. It is also something to one has a just claim. The power, the privilege to which one is justly entitled. You have that. The founders gave that to you right here in the right here in the Fourth Amendment. Right here in the Fourth Amendment. And now we're covering the word. I mean, we're second word in of the Fourth Amendment, 1A. Second word in, and I mean, look at how much that's tied into this word.
Yeah, it's insane.
Which part's insane? How much tied into it, or how much everybody just kind of poo-poos it?
How much is tied into it and how much it is completely violated without any repercussion.
Right. We're going to get to that one.
Except for the person that was violated.
Right. Yeah. Here, let me go on with this real quick. It goes on. The interest that one has in a piece of property, often used in plural, rights, mineral rights, it's showing, rights, again, the property interested, possessed under law or custom and agreement in an intangible thing, especially of literary and artistic nature. Film rights of the novel, etc., etc. Something that one may properly claim as due. The cause of truth or justice. A blow struck with his hand, right hand, gave him a hard right on the jaw. The location or direction, the part on the right side, right field, a turn to the right. A true account or correct interpretation, the quality or state of being factually correct. Wait, what? Does wait, did you just hear what I just read there?
I just heard that. Yes, I did.
The quality or state of being factually correct. Ha! Interesting. Wait. What? It's of the people. What is of the people? The right is of the people. The right of the people. Wow. Got puppy craziness going on in the background there. Puppy love. You know, you get 7 puppies crying for Grammy to give them attention. Grammy 1A Habit with 7 puppies. If you're looking for a puppy, reach out to 1A Habit. She got some.
They'll be ready just in time for Christmas.
They're cute little boogers. Anyways, all right. So, and it is your right to be able to contact her if you choose to then have a puppy. It's your right to have a puppy if you want one. It's the right of the people. And here we go. Political parties and individuals who support and promote conservatism, the right, the position of those who support and beliefs, policies of the political right. So it goes on a little bit more here, talking about more political stuff. As you guys can see, I'm not going to read all of this. I mean, we'd be here forever, right? And that is the noun of it. And right here, I'll end with this one. The negotiable certificate evidencing such privilege, usually used in plural, and that they followed that, or that was preceded by a privilege given to stockholders to subscribe pro rata to a new issue of securities, generally below market price. Even though that is stockholders and market price stuff, if you really read what this is, again, the word securities, and evidence such privilege, it's the right. So even in some of these other definitions, again, it's just giving you more context to the definition of what we're really talking about. Doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on that word and what it's used for and how it's used in making things absolute. There is no gray area here. Okay, adverb. Let's see. Adjective, noun. Now we're at the adverb. According to Wright, in the exact location, position, or moment, in a suitable, proper, or desired manner, in a direct line, course, or manner, directly straight, according to fact or truth. Now, see, in all three, whether it's an adjective, a noun, or now an adverb, we have this fact or truth. We have suitable, proper, desired. We're seeing this play out as, again, doubling, tripling, quadrupling down. According to fact or truth, all the way, in a complete manner, without delay, immediately, to a great degree, vary, on or to the right. Right as a verb. To do justice to, redress the injuries of. Ooh. So here they're quoting William Shakespeare here. So just is God to right the innocent. To right the innocent. To do justice to. Redress the injuries of. Justify, vindicate, avenge. To adjust or restore to the proper state or condition. Wait, proper state? Man, there's a whole, these the state is being used in these weird ways that I've never mentioned before. Joking. I talk about this stuff all the time. Here we go. The intransitive verb, to become upright. Phrases here. They're in one's own right, of right to rights. Look at that. All right. Now, let's get this back over here. Fourth Amendment. Gosh, I love the Fourth Amendment. Just in the second word, it's the right. Look, it's right. The Fourth Amendment is right. And guess who gets the right? The people. It is of the people. The right of the people. Now, let's go. We don't need to cover people. We know who people is. That's you. That's me. It's the plurality of individual person. One person. Which is why I'm always preaching and correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody, please correct me. This document, these amendments, the United States Constitution is not one thing that covers everyone as a group. It is a document meant for the independent individual that protects me from you and you from me. That's what we're talking about here. That's what the true meaning is with this. All of it. As you're seeing, the first, the second, the third, and now the fourth. Now, boy, oh boy, the next word here, highlighting it. Oh boy. That word, the right, man, that was layered. Man, oh man. Oop. All right, this next word here, this is 1A habit. Now, the way she's going to make sure this word is actually such a manner that she's going to use her Second Amendment. Here's the word. Secure. Secure. So the right of the people to be what? Secure. Well, like I said, Second Amendment guarantees your ability to try to stay secure. Because remember, you have a guarantee to the rights, but just because you have the right doesn't mean you're going to be successful. There's no guarantee to the success. And that's the other thing that the founders understood. That's why that's why the founders didn't want you relying on a government to ultimately make the final decision on your security. That's why it's the right of the people, the person. It's the responsibility. It is the duty. Sorry, Wanda, is there anything you'd like to add before I just keep yammering on?
Oh, good. Have at it. You're doing wonderful.
Am I, or am I making your head spin right now? What's going on here?
My head is spinning for sure.
Are we having an angry moment? You know, like we did yesterday. Like all of this shit just makes you angry. You're spinning with anger, or what's going on with you? I need a little feedback here.
Just that loss of security, that sense that it doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right, so secure, free from danger, affording safety, trustworthy, dependable, free from risk of loss, easy in mind, confident, assured in opinion or expectation, having no doubt, unwisely free from fear or distrust. Now, look, I want to stop here, though. Assured in opinion or expectation, having no doubt. The right of the people to be secure. Have no doubt in their right. As what? A person.
We've lost that.
That's right. We have law. Well, You haven't lost it. I haven't lost it. People who are understanding the United States Constitution have not lost it. We 100% have it. The problem is we have individuals in government that are not acting as individuals. They are acting in ways of communism, socialism, like we talked about yesterday. And by the way, with our conversation yesterday about the Third Amendment, with the whole communism vibe that the Third Amendment took, I'm going to pause real quick where I'm at with the word secure. I'm going to come back to the Fourth Amendment, showing it on the screen here. I'm going to leave secure highlighted here. Okay. But I want you to understand something. I'm going to read it, and I want you to think about the context of the Third Amendment and communism as I read the Fourth Amendment. This is how layered this Constitution is. This is why I say, bring it. You want to argue the Constitution with me? You want to argue my rights? Bring it. I'm the last person they want to see in court. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
Oh, so that random bench warrant that cop uses in the middle of the night with no judge signature on it is not legal, is what you're telling
That's
me.
unconstitutional. Bench warrants are unconstitutional. They always have been.
Or bench search warrants and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's the bench warrant. Yeah, it's unconstitutional in the way that they've been doing it. And by the way, the judge signing it is a judge actually giving oath. So somebody giving the judge an oath, and then the judge signing it is also a secondary oath. And both the person and the judge can be held liable. Yeah. So now you went in a whole different direction than I was hoping with that. When I said think about it in the Third Amendment, communism, think about that. Think about it when we're housing people, assigning station or post. So the Fourth Amendment also doubles down on the Third Amendment because it is the right of the people to be secure. So they cannot be reassigned. They cannot be stationed or any of that. They cannot have their property given to another. It's kind of why taxes are not a thing. It's why they say no taxation without representation. So every dime they take from you, they have to represent it with a material object or a credit. See, we'll get to that later on with the taxes, because we're not going to just do the amendments, but no taxation without representation is a huge thing. The Third Amendment's involved with that. The Fourth Amendment. There's a reason why there's the First Amendment for people like me, and there's a reason why there's the Second Amendment, because when we have exhausted all avenues, when we have talked about this, when we go through the Constitution like we're going through right now, we the people then have the power to change things because we have the right to do so. It is our duty, as outlined by our founders. It is our duty to preserve, protect, and defend the United States Constitution. Why? Because that's my individual constitution, first and foremost. To do what? To secure my person, my house, my paper, and my effect. Me. It's quite simple. So the Fourth Amendment's not just a privacy amendment. It's not just it's not. This is an anti-constitution or this is an anti-communism amendment again. Because look, if in communism, are you ever secure with your persons, houses,
No.
papers, and effects? No.
No. You aren't in socialism either.
You got some cute puppy cries going on right now.
She's sitting on him.
Okay, you're not a hen, Sally. You're not a hen. They've already hatched. If you were, so you don't need to keep sitting on them. They're good.
Yeah, they're fine. We practice survival of the fittest in this house.
Right, right.
So if she sits on it and smothers it, then it goes out the way it goes.
That usually only happens when sows have piglets. So,
Oh yeah, I don't
that's
miss those days.
that's a big deal. Anyways,
Yeah.
so holy smokes, that pup is going nuts. All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
back to the secure. Again, free from danger. That again, you have the right of the people to be secure. That doesn't mean it's a guarantee. You don't get, that's why it's your responsibility as a person, as a people, as an individual, an independent individual. This doesn't mean that the government gets to come in here and decide for you how you're going to be secure. Why? Because it's your right. And it's not the right of the government. It says the right of the people. We the people. Okay? Affording safety. It's your right to afford yourself your safety. Trustworthy, dependable, free from risk of loss. That's it right there. Free from risk of loss. Now, why would that? Why would I say this pertains to the Third Amendment as well? An anti-communism. Secure. You don't in yourself. So loss of life, by the way, also. Secure in their persons. The right of the people to be secure in their persons. So you get to use the Second Amendment to make sure that no one. This is why the Second Amendment, you have constitutional carry. That's why it should be. Every state that's gone against the Second Amendment, every city, town, state, well, the federal government, when they do, they are doing unconstitutional legislation. It's treasonous. Anything that goes against the United States Constitution is treasonous. Sorry, is there something you want to add?
I was just going to say that, like you said, just because it's a law on the books doesn't mean that law is constitutional. We have every pretty much law outside the Constitution isn't constitutional.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Because we have gone communist. As the Third and Fourth Amendments here are actually lining out, we have gone full communism. So we've been full-blown socialism here in this country as soon as they started implementing federal and state social programs for the people. That's full socialism at that time. Because they've, when they instituted those and nobody had an outcry against it, when in fact it was the opposite. They justified it. Well, we got to help these people. They can't help themselves. We got to help them. Excuse me? It's the right of the people. It's not the duty of the government to provide these things. The duty of the government is to do what? As representatives of the people, to do what? Oh, preserve, protect, and defend the United States Constitution. Outside of that, pound sand, government. You don't get to do nothing. Anyway, fear or distrust. Wait, what? Whoa. Let me. This is easy in mind, confident. That's secure. Easy in mind, confident, assured in opinion or expectation, having no doubt. Unwisely free from fear or distrust. Why would secure in the archaic, which, oh, by the way, plays into what I'm telling you all right now about whose responsibility this is. It is your right, it is the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. Now, we're going to get to a big, like, mind-blowing moment here that I'm just going to pop right now because it's this unwisely free from fear or distrust. Listen to this. It is the Fourth Amendment right here. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Who's the only people that you can make sure? What's the only entity that you can make sure that without falling into this unwisely free from fear or distrust? The only thing that you can control. Your government body. So the police, the sheriffs, state patrol, state police, state sheriff, or county sheriffs, federal. All of this is saying that your governing body cannot. The governing body cannot. Which, remember, you are a governing body. Good God, if I could shoot all those dogs, I would. Anyways, no, just joking. I'm joking. I'm teasing. But that's what this is, against unreasonable searches and seizures. You're secure in that. You should be able to trust that your government that's the only thing that you can be secure from. But guess what? It also says right here, unwisely free from fear or distrust. You still should fear that they're going to do it. Again, Second Amendment. Only a tyrannical government would then try to take from your person, houses, papers, and effects. Plain and simple. That's simple. Secure. You shouldn't be secure ever because, again, it's unwise to be free from fear or distrust. And they say, oh, this is archaic. Well, no, this is the truth. There is no true security. You're never secure, ever. It's why it's on you. And you get to define whether you're secure or not. They don't. Somebody else doesn't get to define it. Somebody else doesn't get to come in and say, well, this is what you have to do for you. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. 1A. COVID. Huh.
What about it? It was a perfectly planned pandemic.
Right, but the government took the responsibility to try to secure us. Huh.
Oh.
It wasn't the people. It wasn't a self-governing body of people. It was a government that was above the people, telling the people what to do. And if they didn't do it, what happened? Oh, yeah, people lost their job. People got threatened. People got all sorts of stuff that was negative towards them because they wanted to make a decision for themselves. That is the right of the people, the right of the person. Huh. Interesting. Okay, next one. Assured a secure victory. Example. Able to reliably afford or access what is needed to meet one's basic needs. So again, unwisely free from fear or distrust. Able to reliably afford, or access what is needed to meet one's basic needs. So the secure to be secure, I should be able to my basic needs. I should be able. My basic needs are what? Second Amendment, Third Amendment, First Amendment, Fourth Amendment. This is so layered. Again, I am just astonished that the founders thought about this. Well, you know what? No, I'm not, because there's how many guys gathered from all different walks of life, different perspectives, different journeys that they've been on, and they came together understanding from their experiences what can be done to human beings. And so they layered this again, so it's absolute. And remember, slippery slopes. You cannot get on a slippery slope with the United States Constitution, because then you're going to be detracting from it. So if there's any gray area with what your justification of doing this and doing that, or trying to interpret it this way or that way, they layered this with the words that they used purposely, so there was zero gray area, zero ability to manipulate this and twist it and turn it for other things. And so for I don't know how many decades now, the people of Congress, the people in the judicial branch, and some of the people that have sat in the executive seat as president have detracted from the United States Constitution blatantly. And not a single one of them has had to be held accountable for it.
Wouldn't that be against their oath?
Yep. But we, the people, haven't decided to then use the Second Amendment. Too scared
Right.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I chose to try to contact a lawyer, and that didn't fare well. Next time I might not do that. And,
right.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting to that point.
Because the other option was there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're getting to that point too, you know.
So it's like the fact that I chose to de-escalate instead of escalate, and the authorities were the escalators, is a little bizarre to me when reading, this amendment, because I'm pretty sure when they take their oath, they probably have to study this amendment.
No, they don't.
Oh, they don't have
no,
to cover
most of these people have
Constitution?
no idea. No. They're not. Look,
That's a
again,
problem.
comprehensional situation here. You have to be able to comprehend. So even if they put it there right in front of you, doesn't guarantee that they've comprehended. And doesn't mean that in the moment, in real time, that they will not just skew it.
Okay. I just came up with a really dangerous question for Grok.
Okay.
I want to know the average educational level of a police department.
It's high school education.
Kindergarten.
Well, it's like most of them have graduated high school.
I understand that, but so most of the people in the United States have graduated from high school, but they're still operating at a third grade level.
Right. I'm just saying that the requirements is that. So then they have to take some tests,
No
X,
child
Y, and
left
Z.
behind.
And there are cases that they don't even have
DEI.
to be graduates from. But anyways, we're getting off into the weeds here. So
And we currently have how many illegal aliens that just got busted, and they were white people.
Yeah. Okay. So let me hit the verb sense of this. So we covered the adjective of secure. Now we're going to hit the verb. Okay. And it goes straight to, secured, securing, and then the transitive verb of this. To relieve from exposure to danger. Act to make safe against adverse contingencies. See, now look at that. To secure. To be secure. To act to make safe against adverse contingencies. It is the right of the people to be able to act to make safe against adverse contingencies in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. What? Oh no! Wait! Whoa! 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 So does the Fourth Amendment actually double down on the Second Amendment as well? Yes, it does. It does. Oh my goodness gracious!
So, um, so seizing someone's possessions, their arms,
Mm-hmm.
is unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Seizing their vehicles, unconstitutional. Okay.
Yep. 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 All right. Going back to secure. Transitive verb, to put beyond hazard of losing or of not receiving. To give pledge of payment to a creditor or of an obligation. To make fast, to secure a door, secure a bike to a tree. To take a person into custody, hold fast, pinion. To get secure, usually lasting possession or control of, secure a job. Bring about, effect. To release naval personnel from work or duty. Intransitive verb, to stop work, go off duty. To tie up. Okay. Look at this. Again, though, really hitting right here. To relieve from exposure to danger, act to make safe against adverse security or adverse contingencies. Well, what's a contingency? What is a contingency? Let's let me hold on, let's see if I can do this. Contingency. What do we got here? Oops. I don't know if I could actually type. Oh, for crying out loud. My fingers are not wanting to work. Apologies. All right. See if I can. All right. Let's see if I can. I want to make sure. All right, here we go. Contingency. A contingent event or condition such as an event such as an emergency that may but is not certain to occur. Wait, whoa, what?
Yeah, read that to the people in the back. Maybe a couple of us in the middle and then in the front, because we might not have heard that correctly.
Oh, wait, what? Hold on here. I just, I'm going to read. All right. I'm going to go back here to secure real quick. All right. So, to relieve from exposure to danger, act to make safe against adverse contingencies. Contingency, wait, what? An event such as an emergency that may but is not certain to occur. It might occur, but not certain to occur.
So when somebody steps towards you and you feel threatened, you can do two to the chest and not fear repercussions.
Right. That's right. Now, also, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. So this goes to the Second Amendment, like you're saying. It in this act to make safe against contingencies. Against contingencies. Act against an event that may but is not certain to occur. So if the government comes to your place or comes to you and says, see, this is the pre crime. This is anti-pre-crime as well. This is anti-pre-crime, anti-communism, and like this is just all rolled up into one. Because if a contingency is something that could occur but may not occur, it could, might not though. It's not certain. You can't come say climate change is upon us. We must do these things. Now, as soon as the Patriot Act came into effect, the climate change bullshit ramped up real quick.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. Yes, it did. So we actually have to retroactively go back. We have to try the people who put the Patriot Act into effect, and we have to try them for treason. Every single person that supported the Patriot Act because they were dumb enough to be like, it says Patriot in the Act. It's the Patriot Act. I'm all for it. All of those people, they should be actually tried for stupidity at that. But we can't try them for treason. But they're just dumb as all get out. So like maybe they need to be booted off the island.
Well, I mean, evidently not, because 90% of them are still in Congress.
Right? Okay, so secure, to put beyond hazard of losing or of not receiving. To give pledge of payment. Okay, and all that. Okay, so we're back though. Okay, so I already read all that. We're back again. This is the big one right here as a verb. Act to make safe against adverse contingencies. And we looked at what contingency is, okay? And look, we are secure against anybody coming and feeding us a line of BS that may happen, may not happen. We'll deal with it in that moment. But this is just, it's absolute buffoonery that we now justify allowing contingencies to control us, control what we have to do that is defined by not our person, no, by people that are outside of our person. You know, people that are not actually doing their oath, preserving, protecting, and defending the United States Constitution. All right, so we've covered secure. So I'm gonna again. I mean, I know this is really tedious for some people, but look, the Fourth Amendment again. I'm gonna read it again. And you can now you're starting to see how it's coming together with how we've defined right, secure. You know, look, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
Interesting.
I mean, this is powerful. Much more powerful if you just read this off a whim, and you know, some people can comprehend it and understand it right away, but even those people are missing some of the deeper stuff that then, you know, they okay, this is what the Fourth Amendment is. They're not actually understanding that the Fourth Amendment is doubling, tripling down on the Third and the Second and also the First. Like they have layered the amendments in such a way so far. We'll see how this plays out with the next amendments as well. But so far, these first four are massive. Are massive. Now, the first and the second is all we really need. But the third and the fourth really go into detail more so on why the first and the second is all we ever need. Man, this is incredible. You got anything? Because before I move on to your favorite word, that is the next word, the word that you had a problem with. Just so you know, that's where we're going. You got anything to add before we go down that rabbit hole?
No, let's hit that rabbit hole.
It's the word of the day, unreasonable. Oh boy, here we go. I love it. This is a good word too, especially within context. It's just fantastic. Unreasonable.
Unreasonable.
Oh.
Unreasonable. Unreasonable. Unreasonable.
Oh, it is playing it. I just couldn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I can't hear it either.
Here, hold on a second. You can't hear it because I can't hear it. They can hear it though. Hold on here. I gotta.
Okay.
Somebody's monkeying with me right now. Oh my goodness. So, all right. I think. Did I get it? Hold on. Yep. All right. Here we go. Let me try it again.
Unreasonable.
Did you hear it that time?
I heard it that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I did not change that, by the way. Somebody changed that for me. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
So glad. Anyway, so
I'm glad your tech guy was helpful.
Yeah,
Fucking
right.
useless piece of shit. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, I heard that loud and clear. I'm sure everybody else did too.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Unreasonable.
Yeah, don't be.
Unreasonable.
Please don't be.
Unreasonable.
Very unreasonable.
All right, so
That's what got me in trouble.
right. So we got unreasonable. So just a bull, and what's the word? Reason. So it's without reason. Okay? So don't be unreasonable. So unreasonable. This is against unreasonable searches and seizures. What is unreasonable? Well, I understand what 1A was pointing out earlier. If you guys didn't, it was the fact that, how definitions are skewed and twisted, and how people can define. I can define something as unreasonable, and 1A can be like, no, that is 100% within reason, and vice versa. But if you
Right, you should go to the bathroom to fart. It's totally reasonable.
right, where I'm like, it's not really
No.
reasonable. So it's like the bathroom's not holding that where you think it's holding it. But anyways, the unreasonable, and this again is why this is a independent individual document.
Yep.
Now, if you hold that the way I do, then just because you think it's reasonable doesn't mean I think it is. And if you're trying to come at me, because remember, this is against unreasonable searches and seizures. So if I don't find it reasonable, I'm sorry, pound sand. That's why, when the officers say, hey, they ask you first, and then if you decline, then they get the warrant. But we're going to hit the warrant. We're going to hit the warrant here pretty soon. So, but remember, also order of how this is written. Okay? So, and just a real quick note here. Here, I got to go back to the fourth here. Remember, it says this, and then it says, shall not be violated. And then it goes on and says, and no warrants shall issue. Huh. Then it uses the but upon probable cause, and we're going to get into that. But this is just this is intense stuff here that isn't really so intense if you actually can break this down and really understand what? The right of the people. Your right. Your right as a person. All right. So unreasonable. Not governed by or acting according to reason. Not conformable to reason. Absurd.
Mm.
Yep. Now, see, this is why profiling has been a problem in the past, right? So just because you
Right.
look like somebody, just because you look like a duck and walk like a duck doesn't mean you quack like a duck. And just
It's
because
funny
you look
that
like a duck,
you
walk like a duck, quack like a duck doesn't mean you're a damn duck. Could be you're an imposter. So just because you hit
Well-
that certain profile doesn't mean they have a reason to search. That's with the profiling.
That
But
statement,
go ahead.
that statement goes well with the shirt that I'm wearing today. It says, I don't have my ducks in a row. I have squirrels, and they are currently at a rave.
Nice. So so here we have a situation. You know, we had when you bring up profiling, I'm always saying when they put legislation to something and put it on the books, it's there so they can destroy it and use it
Mhm.
to gain access to destroying the Constitution. So if you then create legislation, you can then define that legislation and then reverse engineer other meanings to other stuff that was before put in hand. That's how they've been playing this game. That's how they've been manipulating the masses. That's how they've been brainwashing the masses.
Mm.
Just saying the truth. So, I mean that seems pretty unreasonable.
Brain rot is not a thing. It's
No.
just the word. It's just the
Well,
word of the
you're-
year.
Yeah, your brain might be rotting, and you might have brain rot, but brain rot is not one word. It's a term. In fact, if you think
Oh,
brain
mean,
rot
you might wanna make
qualifies as
something-
one word, you then definitely do have brain rot.
Might want to talk to Webster's dictionary about that one.
Ah, well, whatever. Anyways,
They're the ones that.
I know,
They're
and
the
we're
ones
using
that
them right
chose it.
now. It's pretty unreasonable, isn't it?
It's very unreasonable.
So, look, unreasonable is very short, sweet, to the point. It's just this: not governed by or acting according to reason, not conformable to reason, absurd, exceeding the bounds of reason or moderation. Exceeding the bounds of reason or moderation. Working under unreasonable pressure. Huh. Now, any kind of profiling is unreasonable. Now, you could say, oh, well, they're providing a reason, so there's reason. This isn't unreason. We've given you... No, but see, the reason can be unreasonable. Because this is the left and the right plays this game. They can create reason out of anything. Now,
Right.
searches and seizures.
And
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, and like you had said earlier, I ask a question. I'm expecting you to say yes and comply, but I've asked a question, so therefore I give you the right to say no, correct? So once I've done that and I've said no, I can't find your answer unreasonable, right?
Right.
Because it was still a reasonable response.
Right. See the cyclical problem we have with this? When people
We do.
where when somebody wants to take advantage, they can
Mhm.
try to worm their way, but there's a reason why they've written this.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
what it's the right of the people to be secure. And so we've stated it, secure. So but whose right is it? It's the people. So it's the person that gets to define what's reason and what's unreasonable.
Not
That's right.
the oath taker.
So there's a reason why. There is a reason why that is put in there. The oath
Mm-hmm.
and affirmation.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
Unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. So it is up to the person to decide what they get to define what's reasonable, what's not reasonable for their search or seizure. And it says shall not be violated. Shall not be violated. So let's just oops, I forgot to put the Fourth Amendment back up again. Let's just go to violated. Let's go to violated. Shall not. We know what shall not. We've covered the shall. We've covered the not and the no and the like. We know these things to be true. Violated. Violated. What are we talking about? Violated. You ever feel violated?
Yep.
Maybe when people call you up when you're taking a nap, do you feel violated when that happens?
No.
Oh.
Not today, anyways.
Okay.
Violate.
Ooh,
Violate.
violate. All right. So we got.
Like, if they're gonna say it to me that way, like, please. No, sorry.
Wow. Would you like me to violate you? That's kind of weird. That's weird. That's like the
Yeah,
using.
no, that was creepy. Never mind.
Yeah, I've never ruined it. It's like
That went to shit quick.
violate and the word moist should never be put together.
Oh God.
Oh, wait, I just put them together. Anyways, all right, here we go. Back on track here. The squirrels that are a rave, they don't know where their nuts are. Oh, wait, we're here. The nuts are over here while the squirrels are at a rave. All right. Anyways, here we go. Violate. Okay, so again, shall not be violated. Violate. Break. Disregard. Oh, that's number one right there. Break or disregard. Break or disregard. And it's not even or. It's just a break, disregard. That's it. Now, shall not be broken. Shall not be disregarded. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be broken. Shall not be disregarded. So if I say that your reason that you have given me to search and seize my stuff, if I tell you it's unreasonable and you disregard it, my Second Amendment right's going to be used right between your eyes. Like that shall not be violent. You know, real quick, Lord of the Rings fans, when the wizard Gandalf is there, I can't remember which movie it is, but he's on the bridge, and the devil is devil monster, whatever they call it, comes there, and he's on this spectacular battle, and then the bridge breaks, and they all go. He and he then turns in from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White later on. Sorry if you haven't seen it, and I just spoiler alert. Retroactive spoiler alert. But Gandalf, before he starts the battle, takes his staff and he slams it down. You shall not pass. And then there's this great battle. Now, there's a lot of people that like the Lord of the Rings that are very community-oriented, socialist, communists, but they love that part of the movie where Gandalf says, "You shall not pass." They think that's amazing, but then when you apply the "shall not" in the United States Constitution, they didn't like. No. We're going to violate that. We are going to violate it, break it, disregard it. Excuse me? can't wait to come to your house and start breaking and disregarding and violating you at that point then, if that's the case. I mean, if you want to think about it in that context, because that's the context in which we're speaking. So please do think about it in that context.
Well, and remember, our home is our borders.
Our property line is your border. When people come to your home and knock on the door, they're already on your property.
Right, but what I'm referring to is when we just have people coming over the border and they're not properly coming into our country.
Right.
That's a violation.
Yes. That it is 100%. All right, so obviously on the first definition there, I just stuck the landing there, but I'm not landed here. I'm still going. To do harm to the person or especially the chastity of, specifically, rape. That's the example here. To do harm to the person or especially the chastity of. So shall not be violated. So right here, they use the word violated. Now again, I just have to reiterate, this is a brilliant word to use. So they're saying don't break it, don't disregard it, and you can't take it away, because rape is what? When something is taken.
Yep.
So when they did the Patriot Act, they took it away. They raped you.
A lot. Yep.
They took your chastity. They harmed you. Now, and harm doesn't mean anything other than some sort of little wound. Harm can just be a scratch, a chip away. That harms something. There's very little. It doesn't take much to harm something, right? Because harm is just to change slightly. So just like this Constitution or we'll just say the Fourth Amendment, you change any of these words, you're harming it. You're harming. That's why the oath is to preserve, protect, and defend the United States Constitution. You preserve it, and preserve as originally written, by the way. So, which we'll get into that later on. Because when you add to it, this is why they use legislation and laws to harm what was there before by using definitions, this, that, and the other. They've been playing this game for far too long, and we now play it with ourselves in society. Or like social media is harmful when they the community guidelines, create your own community, this, that, and the other. It happens in community. You do not want to upset the apple cart. You don't want to upset your partners in the commune. So you virtue signal. Everyone becomes a yes man or a yes woman. Yes, 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 because you don't want to hurt the feelings. You don't want to harm someone's feelings. Let them feel how they wish. So, see, and I'm fine with that as long as we live in the truth. You can play out whatever the hell you want to play out in your life as long as you're not taking away from my understanding of the base. Let's not harm reality. But when you go into all of this other stuff, it's a problem. It breaks, it disregards, it rapes. It rapes. Violated. Wow. Now I'm going to go on. To fail to show proper respect for. Profane. Violate a shrine. Interrupt. Disturb. And the archaic here as an adjective.
Violate.
Violate. Subjected to violation. So it's the violation. So you've been violated. And they don't. They have violated, violating, violative, violator. But as an adjective, it's only one, and that is subject to violation, which violate or violation, we already have it right here. So it shall not be violated. How flippin' powerful is that? And again, unreasonable, which is the concern that you had. I think they wrote it up to this point. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. Now, when I went over unreasonable the way that we went over it, and it is the right of the people, so your right, you're the one that defines unreasonableness. Are you now feeling more secure with that word being used?
Yes. But I understand how it was manipulated.
Yep. Yeah, and the manipulation part is what is the part you don't like.
Is the violation.
All right. I think we've covered the Fourth Amendment, folks. I think we're done now. I think we're done. See ya. No, we're only halfway through.
Yep. Have we even finished the first line?
No, well, we finished 2 lines. We had the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. Man, that's beautiful. Now, second part here. We've got that's the first 2 lines of one sentence. We got 2 more lines and a half. 2 more lines and a half. This is where we're going to get into the badger hole of all of it here. All right. We covered the cut and dry here, and I think we outlined it pretty well. So now you go on to, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. All right. Here we go. What is a warrant? Do we know what a warrant is? Do we? I don't know. Warrants. So
I think we need to look that word up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think so too. We're gonna really. I mean, woohoo. Oh boy, I tell you. So warrant. Now I want to point out something with this word. How they used it. It says, and no warrants, plural, shall issue. Yes, here we go. All right, sister. Are you got your 5-point harness on?
I got my crash helmet on.
Oh, crash!
I can't sustain another concussion right now.
You got the 5-point harness and the crash helmet. All right, that's awesome. Are we got full face crash helmet or just like open face with goggles? Like what kind of crash helmet we got? Like old school Evel Knievel, or like are we?
Yeah, we just got the skull cap.
Oh, geez. So you're taking some risks there. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's your right.
A little bit. Yeah.
That's your right.
Exactly.
You want to feel the air against your skin a little bit. The cheeks flapping in the wind as you're about ready to fly into this brick wall we've got here. All right. All right. So warrant. Okay. And it just goes here. Hold on.
Warrant.
And it just goes synonyms of warrant. Sanction, authorization, also evidence, guarantee, security, ground, justification, confirmation, proof. Now, that was number 1. Boom. Now look, I'm going to say it real quick. I'm going to stop. Evidence for or token of authorization. So no one, and remember, warrants, plural, used in that Fourth Amendment. You cannot have evidence for or token of authorization. So no warrants shall issue authorization. Right away. That's it. And no warrants shall issue. Okay, warrants. Again, moving on. Number 2 here. A commission or document giving authority to do something, especially a writing that authorizes a person to pay or deliver to another and the other to receive money or other consideration. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you remember what I said about, hey, we need to think about the Fourth Amendment as another doubling down with the third and anti-communist bullshit?
Yes, I do.
And you heard what I just said here? A writing that
Yes, I
authorizes
did.
a person to pay or deliver to another and the other to receive money or the consideration. Why would that be something that stands out when it says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures? Huh. And so,
Well, then you can't come seize my money.
right, you again, taxation. Oh,
right.
buddy.
The taxation is just seizing my money. I didn't consent to that. It's raping my bank account.
Right.
Raping my paycheck.
Right.
Like what?
And
the
what-
fuck, people?
What was that in the Third Amendment? Real quick, hold on. Let me go back to the Third Amendment real quick here. Myself, it's without the consent of the owner. Without the consent of the owner. Huh. Wait, and who is the owner? Oh, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Well, whose law? Oh, that's right. It's the right of the people. The law of the people. The person's law. The owner's law.
So many people have been convinced that the Constitution is to keep the people in line and not to protect from tyrannical government, which means when me and you and the rest of we the people have lost control of the government, which I think we kind of have done that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've lost control of your own governance, which, by the way, the Constitution is to keep the people in line with their independent individuality.
Independence. Yes.
That's the in line that it keeps with, not in line with a governing body that isn't. It's a body of representatives. And what is the body of the representatives supposed to do? They are supposed to fight against each other from anybody trying to cross the aisle, reach across the aisle, and try to do what? Bargain using our liberties as bargaining chips on the table, where they're
Well, that
taking
seems legit,
away
right?
from our rights. What's that?
Oh, that seems fine. Nothing to see here.
Right. Yeah. No,
It's just a typical Tuesday afternoon. Let's go have tacos. We're done.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm excited about tacos, but I want to
I am
I want to
too.
maintain my right to have tacos.
Yeah, I'm making pulled pork tacos with coleslaw. too.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to unreasonably search or seize my tacos.
Right.
And then
Exactly.
write some authorization so a person can deliver to another my tacos and receive my tacos. No one's taking my damn tacos. Damn it.
Nobody.
My tacos shall not be violated. Mm-hmm. It fits though. It fits. So
It does fit.
and by the way, not just a taco though, my burgers shall not be violated as well.
Like, did you see that one I shared the other day? Like that needs to be part of my life on a consistent basis.
Right. Absolutely. Amen. All right, so okay, going on here. A precept or writ issued by a competent magistrate, authorizing an officer to make an arrest, a seizure, or a search, or to do other acts incident to the administration of justice. Now, hold on a second here. Did you hear that? Did you see that? Did you feel that?
I heard a word in there that
Yeah.
I'm really questioning on our judges these days, and that's the word competence.
Competent. Yep. A competent magistrate, a precept or writ, which is just, a document, by a competent magistrate that is authorizing an officer to make an arrest, a seizure, or a search, or to do other acts incidents to the administration of justice. So again, why do they call them officers? Because the judge has an office. This is the judicial branch. The judge, all officers answer to who? The office of what?
Justice.
These justices. And the attorney general is an officer of what? The court, right? The court being what? The judicial branch. So these officers outside of police officers in your municipalities, which, oh, by the way, the judges in a municipality is different than our judges, even though they kind of take the same oath, right? But when you get hired, when you get appointed by, this whole game that we'll touch on a whole podcast of talking about the judicial system and the disaster that it has become and the industry that it is. But again, an officer of the court is being it's being authorized by a magistrate, but it has to be a competent magistrate. And how are we defining competent, right? And that's the word that really sticks out to both you and I. So, this kind of goes into the word that you were concerned with: unreasonable, competent. These are all words that can have been twisted. We know that. And it sticks out, though. Huge. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, okay, what makes you competent? All right, back to warrant. Oh, boy. This is deep badger hole. I told everybody, Fourth Amendment. I mean, if I didn't have to go get tacos, I could probably talk about this for 8 straight hours. This is a huge one. An official certificate of appointment issued to an officer of lower rank than a commissioned officer. Oh, so we got layers of that. A short-term obligation of a governmental body, such as a municipality, issued in anticipation of revenue. Wait, oh. An instrument issued by a corporation giving to the holder the right to purchase the stock of the corporation at a stated price, either prior to a stipulated date or at any future time. So again, what this is this is paperwork. Anybody can draw up a warrant. Anybody can do anything, And again, when it comes to the judicial side of things, it needs to be done by somebody who is competent. Competent. And they use magistrate, by the way, because magistrate doesn't have to be a judge. Doesn't have to be, because this is, again, the office. This is the court. So it is made up by many different components. So again, bureaucracy. And this is why they say no warrants shall issue. Well, issue what? We already see it. Authority. They can't issue authority. Again, because what does a warrant do? Grants authority, is token of authority. Give it, it's authorization. Authority, authorization of authority. And no warrants shall issue. Wow. Okay, that was as a noun. Now we'll go to the verb. To declare or maintain with certainty. Be sure that. To assure a person of the truth of what is said. So this is like an affidavit, a warrant. An affidavit. Oh, wait, what? Uh-oh. We won't go down that badger hole today. Again, anybody can do these. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
That badger hole needs to be visited soon. I have not done my dig sesh yet, though.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. We'll hit that later. We don't want to squirrel off into that one yet. That one's gonna be oh boy. Anyways, but again, to assure a person of the truth of what is said, to guarantee to a person good title to and undisturbed possession of something such as an estate. Wait, to guarantee to a person good title to and undisturbed possession of? So we're talking about, again, communism. More communism here. Huh. Interesting. To provide a guarantee of the security of something, usually sold by an express covenant in the deed of conveyance. Go ahead.
I'm starting to think that our forefathers were very much against allowing the United States to go communist, but I feel like somewhere along the line we forgot that.
Yeah, because remember the stories of across the pond. That is one of my favorite stories that people also misdefine. Robin Hood. He stole from the rich and gave to the poor. Well, Robin Hood took from the people taxing. So the sheriff, who was involved with the king and involved with the court and all of the lords of the land, if you weren't a part of the court, if you weren't a part of the sheriff and the king were doing what? Raping.
Stealing your money.
Your money. They were taking from you and then doing what? Giving money away at their leisure, at their pleasure to certain people. What were they doing? They were laundering money. They were taking from the rich. But this is the thing. That it gets defined as the sheriff and the king were the rich, and the poor was everybody else. That wasn't the case. The lords had money that was being taxed, and they were also taking care of the poor that worked on their properties and on their lands, and things were good. But as soon as those people were being overly taxed, then everyone, the lords became poorer, and everybody that was relying on them, which the story is when your government overtaxes private business, the jobs that the private business gives to the people are just not the same. They're not as of value.
Right.
So, you just have we're going to have to do a Robin Hood podcast at some point, because it is the true. It is basically Robin Hood as a story is like our founders were Robin Hood. When they came over here, they took away, they stole from the king. What did they steal?
Power.
They stole everything that had been taken from them over there that they could not regain. They stole the land that they said that they were going to come claim for the king. And honestly, they never intended to. They just said, hey, fund us to come over here. We'll claim it. And then at some point, they're like, no, pound sand. We declare independence. You're over there. We're over here. And so they gave back to what we consider the poor, which is the people that the king, the sheriff, were raping from over there. Like, and that's if you understand the story of Robin Hood. You can follow along with what I'm saying. If you've never read it or watched the movies, go read the book, read the story, go watch the movies, and you'll understand at a better level what I'm talking about and how that pertains to all of the amendments that we've covered so far: first, second, third, and fourth. Okay. Well, we're not even done with the fourth yet, but we're getting there. All right. So a guarantee security or immunity to give warrant or sanction to give proof of the, or for the undertaking of, to serve as or give adequate ground or reason for. All right. So right here, to guarantee security or immunity to. When these officers are issued a warrant, they're given a warrant to then they've given authorization, they are given immunity, and they are sanctioned too. So they're given security with that paper in hand, saying, "Look, someone said that I can come. Someone gave me authorization, so you can't shoot me. You can't fight me on this because someone wrote this on this paper, granting me immunity." Well, I don't. What does it say? No warrants shall issue. Everything that the word warrant means. These things are not able to be issued. No warrant shall issue this. Shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue. So even if someone comes to you saying, "I have a warrant," and if you've defined what that warrant is saying that that person can do or the judge can do, boom. This is why Waco happened, people. Waco, Texas, if you don't look it up, there's some weird stuff going on in that little culty thing. But the state of Texas trampled all over the Fourth Amendment before the Patriot Act even came along. They crossed the line. The state of Texas is a piece of shit state, by the way. They don't care. They think paperwork does count. But see, the Fourth Amendment says no warrant shall issue. Now, but upon probable cause. All right? So we've covered warrant here. And what warrant, all of these things that warrants. And again, that was plural. Warrants. Warrants. And why was it plural? Because of all the different meanings to warrant. See how powerful that is? All on its own? Just adding an S to that word. So when you go look up that word, warrants. How many warrants? What kind of warrants? All of them. No warrants shall issue. Wow. Right there. Those 5 words, comma to comma, and no warrants shall issue. And it is put in this sentence right behind, shall not be violated. And then the word end. To go on, and no warrants shall issue. More doubling down, more tripling down, like this is insane how much forethought the founders put into this. But upon probable cause. But upon probable cause. Probable. Probable. What the heck do we got here? Let's look it up. Probable. Why would they use these words the way they do? I don't know. They must have been geniuses.
Probable must have something to do with you not being able to ask questions. I think that's my pre-definition for this.
Yeah. Okay, but
from my experience.
But upon probable cause. Upon probable cause. Supported by evidence strong enough to establish presumption, but not proof. Establishing a probability likely to be or become true or real. Whoa. Likely to be or to become true or real. Excuse me?
So, like, you get pulled over, cop thinks they smell alcohol, they do a breathalyzer test, and boom, you're drunk.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a pre-crime.
Yep.
But
If they smell the alcohol when you roll down your window to the vehicle, they know that either there's an open container or you are breathing out what you've consumed at some point. I mean, it's obvious, which is, again, that's probability, because
they pull over Cheech and Chong and the smoke bellows out. Like, we're probably gonna find some medicinal marijuana somewhere in this vehicle.
Well, and see, odor actually is evidence of fact.
Yep.
So at some point, either you or something that is in the car is now making the car that has been traveling down the road separate from wherever the incident happened or was happening. Now it's there. So it's not even a probability of whatever you're thinking, but it gives you enough probable cause. Again, that is an actual perfect example that you're giving of the type of probable that they are using, but upon probable cause.
The more we break this down, the more September 5th gets confusing.
So September 5th. Oh, your situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not touch on that right now. But yeah, I get what. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
just
there we go. I got to get that up there. All right. Let me go back to. I had to. All right. There we go. So let's finish probable real quick here. Oh wait, that was it. it's
wait,
not.
There's not more definition to it. It's
well, two of two. So as a probable as a noun, it says one that is probable. So it's just using itself as an adjective to define it as a noun. So that's okay. So right, I do too, but I get why they've done that at this point. But so here we go. Supported by evidence strong enough to establish presumption, but not proof, establishing a probability likely to be or become true or real. So it has to be likely. And likely, I mean, you're getting, I mean, again, become true or real, because it says or, become true or real. So likely to be or become true or real. So we're talking, it has to be damn near guaranteed, like the what you offered as an example. That's a perfect example, because that is basically steeped in truth, but you don't know for sure. You don't know for sure.
Right.
But you kind of do know for sure. So that's what probable is, people. So here we go. I want to just touch on this word, upon. Upon. So upon probable cause. Okay. Upon is a preposition. It's a preposition. Preposition. Okay. So
upon,
I crawled upon you to violate.
Upon.
So upon. On the surface, on it. Thereafter, thereon. So the preposition of upon, on, and then the adverb on the surface, on it. Thereafter, thereon. Now, they're actually defining this. If you're looking at the page, they're saying that this isn't even archaic. They're saying that this is obsolete. No longer. Now, I'm sorry. Why would they say obsolete to on the surface, on it? Because this is not obsolete when pertaining to the Fourth Amendment, but upon probable cause. So you can't just think there might be by profiling based on certain things. You have to smell the odor. You can't just...
You've had to witness the beer can come out the window. You have to see the real swerve or
It has to be on. Yep.
in the vehicle or
has to be
like
on
that.
the surface. It has to be very, again, the smelling of, the odor. Well, why is this odor here? The bar's 10 miles in the other direction. Why is the odor on you? Why is it here? That's on the surface. And then all of these other, like you said, swerving, this, that, and the other. That then becomes probable in that moment. But again, that doesn't even apply. There's lots of things that are probable, but they're not offenses to the United States Constitution. Like your example actually is it's a pre-crime, it's an unconstitutional law. Drinking under the influence isn't actually unconstitutional. You should be able to you should be able to drink it. You should be able to drive. You should be able to drink and drive. You should be able to pop open beers and drive down the road. And as long as you get from point A to point B without having an accident or anything of that nature, hey, you're good. You're gravy train. It's when you then cause the problem. But see, they have taken it upon themselves to which, by the way, the warrant is the legislation in this case. So the Fourth Amendment actually is a decree of no legislation should be made in things of this nature at all. It doesn't give them the authorization to pull you over, and then if they smell alcohol, arrest you, and then throw you in the imprison you and fine you. See, this is why I keep saying like 90+%, like 99% of the laws that we have on the books are not constitutional. They are unconstitutional. So probable cause, upon probable cause. Now let's just do this one real quick, and I'm going to just go ahead and do this. Everybody knows, most people know what cause is. Upon probable what? Cause? Yeah, a reason for an action or condition, something that brings about an effect or a result, a person or thing that is occasion of an action or state. Oh, wait, or state? A state of what? State of being? Would that be a station or post? Uh-oh. More.
Do you mean I was assigned?
Yeah. It says especially an agent that brings something about. Wait, an agent. So a cause is because an agent that brings some. Oh, an agent. So an officer? An officer of any kind of office? It doesn't even have to be of the judicial branch. It could be of the legislative branch or the executive branch. Just an officer. We have a warrant to search, seize. We have a warrant to arrest. Wait, what kind of warrant? Oh, wait, it says warrants. Here, let me go back to the Fourth Amendment so you can see it. It says right here, it's a plurality of a warrant. Warrants shall issue. No warrants shall issue. And what is a warrant again? Wait. Let me pop that. I'm just going to check myself here. Where is that? Where is that darn thing? Did I pass it? See, I did this the other day too. Oh, there it is. A warrant is a precept or writ issued. So precept or it's just a document. It's paperwork. No warrants. So this covers all types. It's not saying a warrant for arrest or a warrant for search and seizure. It's just warrants. So we're not just talking about against unreasonable searches and seizures. It's listing that and then saying no warrants shall issue. Anything that goes against persons, houses, papers and effects, because it's the right of the people to be secure.
And that includes your digital media.
Uh-oh.
And your cell phone.
Uh-oh.
And that is where the lone wolf policy in the Patriot Act becomes a threat to local individuals, because that's how they get a copy of my library list. And honestly, all they had to do was call, and I would have mailed it.
Right. So all of that, when they make you sign an agreement or say yes or no on your phone, you're not really signing it. You just agree or whatever, which I can push buttons. That doesn't mean I agree, even though it says, one thing or another.
Right.
But guess what? An agreement doesn't mean it's a consent. Did you know that?
I did know that because of safety waivers for school trips.
Well, what about the fact that we read what the consent means? It does mean agreement to a certain extent too, right? But just because you're agreeing doesn't mean that you're agreeing with consent.
Correct. Like, we can go out, get drinks. I can agree to go back to your house, but I'm not consenting to sleep with you.
Yes. So I can agree that, you've written that paper wonderfully. I'll agree to what you've said in that paper that's written wonderfully, but I'm not agreeing to actually do what you're saying or allow you to do what you're saying in that paperwork. Yeah, I'm agreeing that it was grammatically correct. Good job.
You want this closed?
That's how I'm hitting the agree button on my phone or on the computer.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, I'm not reading through the whole damn thing, and that they hope for that. They understand that most people will not read through the agreements. But I have the one thing that matters the most. That's the United States Constitution, which makes no warrant shall issue right here. Again, Fourth Amendment, and again, it has to be upon probable cause, and cause, by the way, is wait, where was I? Oh yeah, I squirreled. Sorry. There we go. I got a little crazy there because I needed to go back with the writ. So, where was I? Oh yeah, an agent that brings something about, and then, like I said, that's just paperwork. Sufficient reason, a ground of legal action. This is cause, everybody. A matter or question to be decided. A principle or movement militantly defended or supported. A charitable undertaking. That was cause as a noun. Cause is the verb. Just two definitions here. To serve as a cause or occasion of, cause an accident. To compel by command, authority, or force, caused him to resign. Whoa! Wait, what? Oh, but upon probable cause. So when it says no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, already it's saying what kind of cause, because no warrant shall issue, and cause to compel by command, authority, or force. So that's not any of this for cause. It's definitely up here. It's lining out what the cause is. And right here, it's sufficient reason. So the probable has to also be sufficient probability and reason, which, again, it goes back to what? Against unreasonable searches and seizures. No warrants. And it has to be on the surface. It has to be damn near visible for the probability and the cause. Wow. And it's right here, ground of legal action, a cause, a case. So if you, and you can apply that too, upon probable cause. Well, where's the probable? Oh, our legal action would be based on the Constitution. So all of the things, like I'm a big order person, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. Now, what it says here, upon probable cause. Now, what? Now, up until it says, but upon probable cause, we're locked tight on it. This is the people, the will of the people. And it just says, but upon probable cause. But upon probable cause, as I've lined out with our definitions of these words, this is pretty like it's finite, like real finite. What have they said after, but upon probable cause? They have gone and then assigned responsibility, liability on whoever has taken the oath and also or affirmation. So this must be supported by affirmation, supported by oath. It has to be supported by either an oath or affirmation. So all of a sudden, if you are then going to go to this degree of upon probable cause, and then you're going to issue a warrant, you are going to violate everything said before. If you screw up, you should be losing your job, losing your position, losing your station, losing your post, losing everything, because now you have infringed, you have violated. So you as the person taking the oath to whatever you're saying or writing, warrant, now there's onus. Now, the thing is, do we ever hold people accountable for falsely stating? Do we, because again, if we don't have affirmation, if we don't know for sure, because again, it's like if you are witnessing something that you know for sure. I've seen this. Again, this is why the wanted posters, dead or alive. Somebody witnessed, somebody saw it, someone took an oath to it, or whatnot. This is why back in the day, it was okay to hang a horse thief or a cattle rustler because you caught them in the act. That is the affirmation. Nope, they did it. Do you need to go through what you call due process, which, due process. Well, the due process is they got caught. We have affirmation because the person that caught them in the act just did away with them. Or decided, I don't believe in hanging cattle rustlers. I'm going to take them in and let somebody else decide what to be done with them. But I caught them. This is a fact. Now they need to plead their case of X, Y, and Z, and it doesn't matter why they did it, but they did it. See, everybody gets into the excuse of why, the justification of why, and that it doesn't matter. That's when you start muddying the waters of reality, is the justification for things. So when you have the supported by oath, what do you think, 1A? Do we need to go over oath and affirmation? Probably.
Yeah, definitely, because I don't even think the people that take an oath understand any of it. So the general public sure the hell ain't going to do it, because the ones that are taking it are misusing it.
Right.
And misguiding people. So
Right.
Fun.
Right. All right. Here we go. Let me see. We got oath. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. We got oath right here.
Oaths.
Oaths. Oaths. It's oath.
Oath.
Oath and then
Oaths.
oaths is the plurality of it. Wow. Okay. A solemn, usually formal calling upon God or a god to witness to the truth of what one says or to witness that one sincerely intends to do what one says. Now, I'm going to just point out real quick to go to the First Amendment again when it talks about, freedom of religion. And when we have God brought up in our governing body stuff and the God, hey, under God, things on our coinage, on our dollar bills, our money, God is within our country here, in the makeup of our country, 100%, but it wasn't a particular God. That's why it said like an oath, and they used oath for this reason. This is what a solemn, usually formal calling upon God or a god to witness. So right there, when we say in God we trust, we are just saying that we as a people believe in a higher power. We're not saying that the Christian God or this God or that God is, no. Like, you have your preference. That's why you have the First Amendment. You have freedom of religion, freedom of faith. It could be any God, but we use God. So you're putting an oath upon your higher power, which, hey, whoever you have assigned as your God, your higher power, whatever your faith is, that's the end-all be-all for you, right? I mean, I would think so. That's why it's important to take an oath. Taking an oath is extremely important. It's not something to be...
it's definitely not something to be entered into lightly, with just a flip of an understanding.
Yep. So again, I'll say a solemn, usually formal calling upon God or a god to witness to the truth of what one says or to witness that one sincerely intends to do what one says. So this is the oath is also to witness for yourself or for others. Ooh, that's powerful. A solemn...
It's checks and balances.
Yes, it is. Yes. Amen, sister. Thank you for bringing that up. It is checks and man, hitting it out of the park. I think you got 2 homers so far today. That was amazing. Got some great base hits, a couple doubles there too. You're on. You haven't struck out yet. Testing to something of the truth or inviolability of one's word. Ooh. It's viable. Something such as a promise corroborated by an oath. Again, and we're talking now it's using itself to define itself. But it
serve and protect.
Yep. An irreverent or careless use of a sacred name. Swear word. That's also an oath. Excuse me? Wow. All right. Wow. Well, so that actually is, you're swearing to something. And you know how in certain, Well, yep. So when you're swearing on the Bible, or I swear in the name of God, my God, your God, again, the First Amendment, freedom of faith, freedom of religion. But you need to take this seriously. This is not screwing around. And if you are screwing around, what usually happens when you swear to God that this happened, or swore on the Bible, or I swear on my
God, if this ain't true, strike me dead.
Yep. And if you don't take your oath seriously, boy,
it's
oh boy,
treasonous.
It is treasonous because it's outlined right here in the Fourth Amendment, and I'm pretty sure it's outlined in other parts of the Constitution. So there you go. There you go. Oath. That is oath. Oaths. Holy smokes! You digging into a bag?
Oh, sorry about that.
All right, so we're going to affirmation. Affirmation. So you got to take an oath, or you have to have affirmation or affirmation. So you affirm, right?
Affirmation.
Affirmation. The act of affirming. Something affirmed, a positive assertion. I'm going to assert this. Law. A solemn declaration made under the penalties of perjury by a person who consciously declines taking an oath. Ooh. So this affirmation. Okay, affirmation. We're that's it right there, though. So
Affirmation.
again, you know, what is that? Gender affirmation. we're going to affirm. No, you're a boy. You're a girl. Like I've always said, well, we affirm. Hey, no, you got dick and balls. That means you're a boy. So I'm affirming your gender. That's it. We've got the proof. They're saying this. Like, I don't know. We might have to look up on some other stuff. I'm not looking up on the word book today. Just we got so much going on here. The act of affirming, nodding his head in affirmation, something affirmed, a positive assertion. His memoir is a reflective affirmation of family love. So that's proof. His memoir is proof of his love for his family. So they say a solemn declaration made under the penalties of perjury by a person who consciously declines taking an oath. So right now, penalties of perjury. So now that right there is like taking an oath. The affirmation, again, like an oath. Now, see, so they use both differently. So if you don't believe in God, because you just don't believe, but also affirmation, I look at the, have you been affirmed? Affirming is, the affirmation to me is, well, it's not to me. I'm not quite sure why. You now know the truth, which it kind of says that right here. Something affirmed, a positive assertion. His memoir is a reflective affirmation of family love. So that so I don't know why they don't go on to say more that an affirmation is of just, hey, we know that this is the truth. This is fact. I'm not quite sure. You know what? On this one, I am going to look at the and I wonder why. Why is that? All right, word book right here. If you have the word book app at home, a statement asserting the existence or the truth of something. The act of affirming or asserting a stating something. Religion, a solemn declaration that serves the same purpose as an oath if an oath is objectionable to the person on religious or ethical grounds. A judgment by higher court that the judgment of a lower court. Statement asserting the existence or the truth of something. Asserting the truth or asserting the existence. Again, affirmation, you have affirmed. Nope, I saw that. That is exactly what it is. There was proof right there. There is no probability here. I don't have to take an oath here. No, I'm affirming that is exact what it is. Now, usually an affirmation is following an oath. So when you get on the stand, you take an oath that you're going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. And then you affirm. You testify what you've witnessed. So I'm going to go with this is just why we've done the wanted dead or alive. This is why cattle rustlers used to get hanged when they were caught and never taken in. Because why do we need to go through some weird process when you've already been caught in the act? Sorry, you're done. You're done. So there you go. Affirmation. It's not much. It's just right there. Affirmation. This craziness with the dictionaries being manipulated. I mean, you and I both know why. I think a lot of people know why, understand why. But holy smokes, if somebody's only relying on one, whether it's Oxford Dictionary or Merriam-Webster or the law, what is Black's Law, or is that, anyways, these different books that assign definitions to X, Y, and Z, you can't do it. You are doing a disservice to yourself to only be in that realm of thinking of this is the end-all be-all dictionary. So why, like, when I talk about faith stuff and crack open the Bible, it's like I've got my Bible right here. That's my granddad's. But I also have mine that I had before my granddad passed, and I got this one. And, I could go flip through all of them and see the variance, the differences of interpretation. Because they're, again, defining is just an interpretation of meaning. And so, if you're going to have solid footing, you got to try to find the sweet spot and understand all the different interpretations of the definitions. Absolutely insane to me. Absolutely insane that we have to play this game, which, again, it's politics, right? So we're always having to worry about the politicking. Too much politicking going on. Playing with words.
Way too much.
Oh, absolutely, sister. Preach. All right. So here we go. We're going to go back. We're here at the Fourth Amendment. And for anybody just joining us, you've missed out on...
you want to hear what socialism sounds like?
That's hilarious. I love it. So here we are at the Fourth Amendment.
All dependent on somebody else to feed them.
Yep. So, well, they've got their mom there, right? So Fourth Amendment, though, if you're just joining us, you missed out on the majority of what we're doing here. But the Fourth Amendment takes a second or two, right? So, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, particular, you can be particular, which you're defining and you're being precise. You have to be precise with it. You can't just be like, well, willy-nilly. You got to be on the point there. Do not describe this in a certain manner. Well, again, they're already treading slightly, and then they're taking a risk by oath or affirmation. Because if they're oath and affirmation, and then if they mess this up, particularly describing the place to be searched, then again, they are in default. And by the way, just going out of their way to claim probable cause upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, I mean, you're already out on a limb. This is why it's at the end here, saying, and the persons or things to be seized. So it goes on. And you have to be particular, describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, we don't have to go in to the rest of we don't need to define the rest of this, any of it. We're good with the particular, like, we know what this means, right? We know how finite that can be and needs to be. You need to be very particular when you draw this out in your description. So that's pretty cut and dry. Now, I want to go back to something. We know what persons are. We know what houses are. We know what papers are. But here's something that's going to catch everybody, I think. Okay? Effects. It's a huge thing. Okay?
Yeah, it is.
This is a linchpin word for your first, your second, and your third as well. Okay, so when I go over here and I type up the word effects or effect, oh boy, here we go. Effect.
Effect.
Sorry, effect.
Effect.
We have a noun, and we have, holy smokes, a verb. So, effect, effects, plural, effects. Something that inevitably follows an antecedent such as cause or agent, result or outcome. The effects of the policy, the health effects of exercise, the cumulative effect, a cause and effect relationship, suffered no ill effects from the treatment. Go ahead. Did you have something to add?
No, I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
Oh. So, look, effects. It's plural in the Fourth Amendment. Okay? It's plural. So, it's not just effect. It's effects. Okay? Now, right here, something that is inevitably follows an antecedent such as cause or agent, result, outcome. So right here, when they do that, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. Now, why would they say effects if it says such as a cause or agent, result, outcome, something that is inevitably follows an antecedent? Which, by the way, we'll just click on antecedent so people understand what an antecedent is. Okay, it's prior, antecedentally. But you have a substantive word, phrase, or clause whose donation is referred to by a pronoun that is typically follows the substantive. Such as John in Mary saw John and called to him. So things that have, hey, we are absolutely, this is substantive, okay? Something that preceded. A preceding event, condition or cause. Wait, condition or cause? Wait, word, phrase, or clause? Wait, clause? What's a clause? Would that be an amendment?
100%.
Huh. Effects. Huh. More antecedents here with the significant event, condition, and traits of one's earlier life. Again, think about that. Predecessor, especially a model or stimulus for later developments. Would the Constitution be a model? Ancestors, parents, again. The conditional element in a proposition, such as if A, if A, then B. Whoa! There we go. Adjective, prior. Right now. Why this is the linchpin and why it's written this way with but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, why would they say the persons or things to be seized? Your wanted posters, dead or alive. What were those wanted posters for? Those were for things that were supported by oath or affirmation, that were surface level, could be seen and understood by everyone, surface level, not deep, not underlying. No, surface level. Like, we all saw that gang rob the train because we were on it and they shot at us. And we watched them ride away with all the money we had on the train. Oh, we saw them steal the cattle. In fact, we know they stole the cattle for sure because we caught them with them. And oh wait, see that nice branding on the ass end of that steer over there? Oh yeah, that's not their branding. That was my branding. Is my branding. Oh, that person was murdered in cold blood? Ooh. Cold-blooded killer. Didn't meet anybody at the OK Corral, knowing that we were going to have a shootout at high noon. Huh. Interesting how we have gone from something where the people takes care of it because of the effects. The effects being the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third Amendment. Those amendments precede this. And the only time that you then, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, is when what? When they violate your rights, when they tread on you, when they shall, the shall not. When they actually cross the line, then, and only then, when we all see it, when it's right there for all of us to sniff, hear, see, we all know it. Boom. Sorry, you've given up your rights when you take from another's.
100%.
And those are the effects. So when it says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects, they are not just talking about things that they can touch, feel, experience in their property, in their home. It's also talking about the amendments that were there written for them, and they have the right to have secure. So the only time is when if I go over to 1A Habits and I trespass, that's already a problem, right? I trespass, and then I knock on her door or kick down her door. She doesn't need warrants, and no warrant shall be issued on this. She can, because she has the probable cause, supported by affirmation, she affirms, oh, look, someone's in my house. They're not supposed to be there. She gets to then actually, she doesn't have to describe anything because it's in her house. She just gets to blast the person. Now, the reverse, again, effects, I don't get to go over there and just say, hey, screw you, babe. I've got a warrant right here written by so-and-so over here that's given me the authority to bust down your door. Well, again, effects. There's precedence. So even if I come with this, that, and the other, guess what? She gets to end me. Now, if I go and I end her in her home, and then I go back to my home, now and only now can someone write a warrant, X, Y, and Z, and then boom. But guess what? If we were doing the old Western days, 1A Habits family member that might have survived, or somebody who is a neighbor that might have witnessed me riding off into the sunset. Maybe they round up a posse, and there is no warrant there. There is no written anything. They just come and take me out because I deserved it, because I took 1A out. Huh. Interesting. The Fourth Amendment secures all the three amendments before it. Now, we're going to have a few more amendments that are very important that, again, I think we're going to find as we move forward are just more doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on the before-mentioned amendments, including this Fourth Amendment. So it's just concreting it in. It's setting this in stone. And once it's set in stone, I mean, it's an effect, right? It's an effect.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oops, I'm hitting buttons when I shouldn't be. So to go on, and right there, I just effect, a distinctive impression, the creation of a desired impression. Does that kind of follow in line with what I was saying there? The antecedent, something that inevitably follows an antecedent, such as a cause or agent. Your effects. So again, when you got the cause and effect. Well, my effect from the first three amendments is, this is how they affect me. This is what I'm talking about. So, wow, amazing. Something designed to produce a distinctive or desired impression, such as something that alters an artistic work in order to enhance the illusion of reality or heighten dramatic appeal, usually used in plural. Something that alters a sung, played, or recorded sound in order to produce a desired quality, usually used in plural. The quality or state of being operative. Wait, effect? Is the quality or state of being operative? So all of the things, the other, those are in effect. Those are operative. I can operate. It's operative. And again, it's the right of the people to be secure in my operatives, the effects that I have that was what has affected me, the First, Second, and Third Amendment. And now these words right here. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Power to bring about a result, influence. Movable property. This is the verb of it. To cause to come into being. To bring about often by surmounting obstacles, accomplish. To put into operation. There you go. Your effects. That is maybe, outside of the right of the people, outside shall not be violated. Effects is pretty darn important right there. And let me kind of wrap this up with reading this how I like to read these things. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So the right of the people, the right of the people shall have no warrants issued, or no warrant shall issue. The right of the people, upon probable cause, the right of the people, supported by oath or affirmation, the right of the people. Shall not be violated, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. So that right there, we toss that out. You can't really do that, right? But that's we just got to go through it like that. But it's the right of the people. Okay? The right of the people to be secure. Right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects shall not be violated. It's super powerful, and you can go back and forth. Go ahead.
A violation would be not allowing people to reach their audience by censorship. Technically, would fall under your thought effects.
Oh yeah,
right?
your First Amendment
is part of your effects, so it's it's doubling down on that.
Yep.
As well. So.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that's where there was a big lawsuit against AT&T because they were complying under the Obama administration. Under
it's super powerful, and
sorry.
you can. Oh, I hit a button and it just started talking to me. Go ahead.
Sorry, that's where because AT&T was told under the Obama administration that they didn't need a warrant to send the stuff, like personal information and things like that, from the tech area. But then it was later ruled that was considered your effects, your thoughts, and needed a proper warrant and speculation and all that crap.
Right,
but
go ahead.
They don't really do it because of the FISA warrants.
Yeah. Well, and again, warrants and no warrants shall issue. No warrants shall issue. So all of these paperwork, again, it's not just criminal warrants. Remember what warrant is. No warrants shall issue. Well, why would they write it like that? Warrants shall issue? Issue what? That's right. You have to ask, what is this warrant issuing? It's paperwork. Warrants are just a writ, right? It's written out directive, written out, given authority to. So what are we issuing? We're issuing authority to who? For doing what? That's why it's the plurality of warrants. So this doesn't just cover what most people think. This isn't just criminal stuff. This isn't just, this is an end-all, be-all. This is an absolute, and it only says with the word but and goes on. But again, they say someone's got to take an oath and someone has to affirm. And if those are broken, the reality is warrants are too loosely given. We don't respect warrants. We in the manner that the Fourth Amendment line is written, boy, it'd be rare. It would be rare to have a warrant.
And as it should be. We are not supposed to be a nation that is policed. Like our communism, anti-communism stuff is kind of also on the same lines of anti-policing. They're supposed to be policing, not holding up bogus laws and forgetting their oath.
Yeah. 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 Like I said, this is deep. This is deep stuff.
The answer to my question earlier is 8th grade. The literacy level of our police department and our sheriff's department is the average of 8th grade.
All right. So eighth
Even
grade.
Though
oh, go ahead.
it is tested and recommended that they be able to be literate at a 10th and 11th grade level.
Right. So we're talking literacy, not comprehension.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Right. Well, and that's my point. We went over the level of comprehension for this country, and it was 2nd grade. You said you gave the numbers.
Third. It's
third now, but
third.
when we originally did it, I think they're bullshitting just we're just going to go with the 2nd grade because all the numbers you gave. And fine, you guys want to make an argument for people to feel better about themselves and give them one more grade boost up to 3rd grade because there's a huge difference between 2nd and 3rd grade, as we all know, right? Massive difference. But that's comprehension. 1A is talking about literacy, so you can read at an 8th grade level, which, by the way, reading is way easier than comprehending what you're reading. So you have police officers that are policing legislation that is written like crap, and it's all unconstitutional, and they don't comprehend it. All they are people, most of them, obviously, because this is the average, so there are some smart ones out there. There's good officers out there, 100%. Thank God we have some good officers out there. We need them. We need more of them. The problem is, currently, the average is at an 8th grade literacy level. Literacy level. We don't want to talk about where their comprehension level is because the comprehension level that we have for this great country is that 2nd grade level, and we've got a lot of people out there that have higher education. And some of those people, most of those people, only comprehend things in the manner that they were dictated to comprehend them in. They just regurgitate what was stuffed down their throat when they were there at university. Think about that. It's a dangerous time we live in right now when it comes to people defining. You want to talk about, we have been living in the ministry of truth for a while now. Other people defining for us what is true and what is not. Social media is definitely the ministry of truth. When you have moderators and chat spaces and this, that, look, one of the biggest jokes is the moderator position. And there's people out there like, I'm a moderator or so, and they puff their chest. I'm so special. Yay, you're special, all right.
I refused to go live with you until you stopped handing out mod sticks.
Right, but we let's not squirrel into that. But there was a reason behind that. And when you give everybody a mod stick, you water down. Like, is there actually then
right? Everybody gets to kick everybody.
Yeah,
and then nobody can kick anybody. It's perfect.
Yeah, so it's either all or nothing.
Yep.
So I've practiced the all. Well, for a gender, I gave all the ladies a mod stick, and then and now I've and before that I was nothing. I was nothing, and then I went there, and then now I'm back to nothing again.
Yeah.
And you want to know something? It works, all or nothing. It's like either you give everybody the moderator stick, or you give nobody the moderator stick, and you all end up with the exact same problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if I have if I have a participation trophy, I feel good about. So.
Okay. So.
Go ahead.
There's a data gap. No large-scale studies on officers' literacy, but there was a general study from 2020 to 2025 on U.S. adult literacy is 50% below sixth grade, and comprehension is below fourth.
Which, as we pointed out the other day, you pointed out this Constitution was written for fourth grade level comprehension, but fourth grade level of comprehension for back in the day.
Right.
So,
which is probably equivalent to like freshman year high school now.
Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say eighth grade maybe, or high school. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, which that's like, whoa, what are we doing to ourselves?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The puppies, are they getting some meat on their bones here? Are they almost edible? They're almost able to be. I know some cultures.
One could totally be spit roasted and give you a good little snack.
Right. I mean, like, South America, guinea pig on a stick. So, I mean, those are a little bit bigger than a guinea pig already, aren't they?
No. The runt is only is just under a half a pound, and the biggest one was like 0.63.
Gotcha.
So they ain't quite a pound a piece yet.
Not quite. Okay.
Not quite. But the way she's feeding them, they won't be long before they are. And they're only 2 days old, and a couple of them are pretty sturdy on their feet already.
Nice. So a couple days old. So they're definitely going to be ready for Christmas for people out there. All right. That's great. I think we're just going to wrap up the Fourth Amendment at this point. We're going to definitely be revisiting it. And,
yes.
I really hope people understand what this Fourth Amendment truly means with the communist side of it, too. Like, this is just like we found out with the third. It's double dipping on stuff. And it's end of story. These are absolute. And, using that word but, I mean, that it's like, okay, it has to be upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation. And you have to describe everything, everything. It has to be to a T. And if you don't do that, or if you do that, but yet you're found to be in default with the truth, you're not telling the truth, you're not any of these things, boy, oh boy. I mean, if we're going with the way I'd like it and the way 1A would like it, then the Second Amendment is being used immediately. Just remember, everybody, it's the right of the people to be secure.
Facts.
And guess what? That's shall not be violated. Shall not be violated. Shall not be violated. End of story. I mean, they honestly probably... Okay, so here, real quick. They could have ended there. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. So they could have ended that right there. But they couldn't because they had to take into consideration, like I said earlier, maybe me coming over and treading on your rights. Without just saying, I mean, they probably should have said, look, if you take from somebody else's rights, if you impose, if you dictate, if you become tyrannical, then, you've given us probable cause to come take you out. Like, they had to have this little thing of like, Well, what about the times when somebody does pull bullshit against somebody else who's, I mean, an innocent person who's following the Constitution, but then you have an evildoer that then comes and takes away their First, their Second, their Third Amendments and starts to, take from them, which again, Fourth Amendment's an anti-theft, not just it's anti-communism. It is definitely privacy, but it's anti-theft. it's everything that we've talked about already. It's that. It's just setting all of this. Yeah. It's setting the before mentioned, the prior amendments. It's just it's an amazing thing. Another perfect sentence that the only, like, you talking about unreasonable and then probable here for me, where, like, it gets real crazy where I can see, like you can see, people starting to try to twist it and turn it when you hit the but upon, and then everything after. And it's like, well, I actually, maybe not ending it shall not be violated. They could have ended it at end no warrants shall issue. But I guess if it says it shall not be violated, you don't even need the no warrant shall issue if you were going to end it there. So, that's just doubling down on the before mentioned. But the upon prior probable cause, though, the but, the but is the person that's trying to screw with you and take from you. Yeah, I mean, that's the simplistic way to go about it. And I like how they do add the oath and affirmation, and they really hone in on this is how it needs to be done. And if you don't do it this way, and if we catch you outside of this, I mean, this is all baked into it. So another great sentence, beautiful sentence. I can't write this well. I couldn't have done it. So, but I'm happy we got the Fourth Amendment. I'm happy we got the Third, the Second, and the First. I'm happy we got all of these wonderful things. It's just too bad we don't put them into practice more often. So, should be practiced every day, fully across the board. I wonder. I'm going to be curious. Tomorrow, I'm going to have more time, and I'm going to stick around. We'll talk about more things. Tomorrow, we're going to cover the Fifth Amendment, which maybe I need to. Here, let's see if I can click on that and see if it comes. Oh, whoa, Fifth Amendment's even bigger. That's a huge. Look at that. That's a massive. We're going to cover the Fifth Amendment, but we're going to talk about some other things too, pertaining to the Fourth, and because all of this just rolls in. Man, what and we're talking about, practicing the United States Constitution. We're going to talk about some more stuff. We're going to take some more time and really hone in on what it means to be an American citizen and what our duty as citizens are with this. Because, holy smokes. Talk about a freeing document. It really frees you. If you take the responsibility. Definitely a document to practice every day. I think the world would be a better place if we practiced it every day here in the United States of America. So, but there you go. I'm showing the Fifth Amendment right now. That's what we're covering tomorrow, among some other things, probably. We'll see. This one's this is the largest one so far. Wow. Wait, hold on. Is this one sentence? Holy crap. It's one sentence. One sentence. It's a big damn sentence. I'm not looking forward to reading the sentence tomorrow. That's a doozy of a sentence. Oh my goodness. I gotta get the words off the screen. I gotta be done with the words today. I gotta go get some tacos. I'm losing my train of thought right now because I need some tacos in my life.
Yeah, I just finished up mine. I'm doing the pulled pork with the coleslaw tacos. Yeah, a little bit of jalapeno peppers.
Oh, yes. What? I mean, if we could just come over to your place for tacos.
Hey, you're more welcome, but it's a 2,112-mile ride. I don't think Aaron's gonna wait that long for tacos.
No, neither am I.
I mean, it's a 21-hour drive. But...
I'm on the verge of hangry if I don't get some tacos in my life soon. So, anyways, thanks for
go and show your.
Yeah, thanks for helping me with the Fourth Amendment. That was heavy lifting right there. There's a lot there.
Yeah, it's interesting, to say the least.
Well, I hope people learned something today. I know I did.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. Well, have a good night, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That was 1A Habit doing her pulled pork tacos with some jalapenos. I love jalapenos. I think I'm going to have a jalapeno margarita once I get to my destination, which is going to be soon. But I have to go get ready for this little adventure. So on that note, please study the Constitution. Please read it over. You don't have to go by my words. Go look up all this stuff yourself. Go look up the meanings of the words and see how it applies and see how everything's layered together perfectly. And, quite frankly, this is just how it needed to be done. And I don't think people at the highest levels are even looking at the amendments the way I am, sadly, because whatever, they're trying to spin their own narrative, manipulate the system for their own gain, their own benefit, and it's not about you and I. It's not about we the people for these other individuals. It's about them and their gain from it, and it's a game, and I'm going to destroy it. Because I don't even have to destroy it, really. I mean, the Constitution destroys it. I'm going to destroy it by just calling out what the Constitution is and then empowering the people, we the people, the persons, to enact this for themselves. The Fourth Amendment, it's not just a privacy amendment. I mean, it is like pound sand. Whoever just decided to say this is a privacy amendment, they did a disservice to the United States of America and its citizens. This isn't just about privacy. It's far beyond to be secure in all of these things. It's a fantastic thing. I can't wait to talk more about it as we talk about other things as well. So tomorrow, the Fifth Amendment. And holy smokes, again, that's going to be the largest amendment covering the most, and I think these are all just going to be things that just, again, add to what we've already talked about, just to define more, to make sure, again, no holes, no cracks, just more absolutism. Is again right now, first, second, third, and fourth are pretty absolute. End of story. So, on that note, please, for the love of God, speak up, speak out, speak freely. Much love, everybody. Much love. Peace.